Now, if you were wondering who President Biden is looking to please with his border policies, consider this. Today, the president of Mexico thanked him for not building another foot of the wall at our southern border. While two Republicans have just taken unique steps to hold Biden and his administration accountable, and they're here with us exclusively with details next.
We cannot wall ourselves off from shared problems. Our entire hemisphere is experiencing unprecedented levels of migration, greater than any time in history.
What Biden failed to mention, of course, is that we're only seeing these levels because of policies his administration put into place. Well, thankfully, with the Republicans now in charge of the House, Congress is finally making moves as it relates to this border, especially thanks to my next two guests. Texas Congressman Pat Fallon just introduced articles of impeachment against DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, and Virginia Congressman Bob Good introduced the Close Biden's Open Border Act, I love the title, basically freezing funding set for the UN for 2 years and redirecting it to finish the border wall. Sounds good to me. They both join me now. Congressman Fallon, good to see you. Explain to the audience what the impeachable offenses of Mayorkas are, number one. Number two, isn't Biden, even if he gets impeached, he's not going to be convicted in the Senate, and Biden would just replace him with another open border zealot?
Well, Laura, thanks for having me on. And what Alejandro Mayorkas did is he lied. He willfully lied to Congress. He testified that we had operational control of the southern border. And yet he was caught on a hot mic saying that it was unsustainable and it was chaos. So he clearly lied and he perjured himself. That's one of the articles. And he also, remember that picture of the Border Patrol agents on horseback? They didn't whip anyone. And emails now show that he knew that, and he still went with the woke narrative just to feed that woke beast. And it's abhorrent, and that is in and of itself impeachable. The border is a catastrophe, and we have to act, and we have to take drastic action, and we have to take it now.
Now, Congressman Good, given your new legislation, I think it's worth playing a moment from the Mexican president today. Watch.
You, President Biden, you are the first president of the United States in a very long time that has not built not even 1 meter of wall. And that, we thank you for that, sir.
Congressman Good, I have no words. I mean, the Mexican president thanking him for essentially building no wall and, I guess, not enforcing the border.
Great to be with you, Laura. Thanks for having me again. That doesn't sound like America First policy, does it? You know, President Trump completed almost 500 miles of border security. That's a critical component of securing our border. All we got to do is follow the roadmap from the Trump presidency. But part of that is the funding that we need. We've sent $100 billion to Ukraine, which equates to about $200 million per congressional district. My bill, what it does is takes $12.5 billion over the next 2 years, or $25 billion total, of funding for the UN, which, by the way, is coaching illegals on how to cheat our asylum system, but takes $25 billion from the UN, puts $15 billion, what is estimated to cost to secure the border, and then we have a surplus of $10 billion saved that doesn't go to the UN to fund illegals on how to cheat our asylum system.
Well, Congressman Fallon, now, Biden today came out swinging against Republicans who are critical of what's happening at the border. Watch this.
Our Republican friends and a few Democrats are very critical of what's going on the border, but yet refuse to even look at the detailed document I submitted for the Congress to consider to reform the process completely. My Republican friends in Congress should join us in the solutions.
Congressman Fallon, is there anything that this administration or Democrats are offering that Republicans will agree to? As far as I can tell, it's just more illegal immigration in the United States and greenlighting people to come through the points of entry.
Laura, what he just said was shameless. I mean, we have the money and the resources to secure the border. What we lack is Joe Biden's will to do so. We had never had a month in our history with over 200,000 illegal border crossings, and yet we've had 9 months in a row of that under this administration. There's only 193 countries in the world, according to the UN, and 160 of them have had citizens cross this border illegally. 5 million folks have crossed under his watch, and we've caught over 100 people that were on the terrorist watch list. Never mind the wild profits the cartels are making because Joe Biden is facilitating the largest human trafficking operation in the world.
Now, Congressman Good, I have to get your reaction to this report from a whistleblower at the big hotel that's housing a lot of the migrants that are now in New York City. Apparently, they're throwing away as much as 40% of the food that's provided to the illegal immigrants because they don't want it. They make their own on dangerous hot plates, and the food's just being thrown out. Your reaction quickly.
It's just incredible. 6 million illegals helped to invade our country under this administration. If 99% of them are folks just seeking a better economic opportunity and only 1% are bad actors, Laura, that's 60,000 in our country wishing us harm with terrorist ties, criminal ties, who knows what, irreparable harm to the country on this administration.
Unbelievable. Both of you, thank you for your work you're doing on this border. It's so important tonight. And coming up, MSN